Alright, so it's been a couple days since I recirculated the blow-off valve. I still haven't really driven the car too much. I went to go drive it like a day after that, and it was just completely out of gas. I got it in the driveway and it started leaning out real hard, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's out of gas. So I put gas in it like yesterday or the day before, something like that, and just drove it around a little bit more, and it did seem to not stall nowhere near as much. I drove it for like 5-10 minutes, just like around the block a few times, and it stalled like once coming up to the stop sign instead of every single time I came to a stop or took it out of gear and stuff like that. So that's good. I definitely still think I need to drive it more and just like really make sure that everything's good. I didn't put the KA MAF back in. I've just been driving on the stock MAF just until I know it runs good with like the recirculation whatever, and then I'll probably go back and tinker with the KA MAF a different day or one of these days, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'll just show you, because I didn't really get a clip of it actually with the hose on and whatever, but it actually doesn't even look too bad. Came out pretty clean looking. Yeah, just the hose literally comes out and then goes straight down. I'm actually pretty happy with the way it lined up. And then besides that, I just been starting to kind of get to some of this body work or whatever here. Sand through this horrible paint. I got the most work done on the trunk. I popped the wing off and just started sanding through all this stuff, but there's so many layers of paint, it's like ridiculous. Like there's bare metal, then I'm pretty sure that gray is like the factory primer, then that black is the factory color, and then you can kind of see there's like two different colors after that. One just might be the factory clear coat, and then there's that color, and then there's another gray primer, and then there's another black. So there's like 1, 2, 3, clear coat, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7, actually if you look, 7, 8, like 8 fucking layers of paint right there. So there's so much to sand through to get this car paintable. You can see back in here like where it's like chipped through. That's basically kind of like what all these spots are. Like all these spots where I've gone down to bare metal basically was a chip. And I have to, if the chip's, you know, that size, I have to feather it out this big because there's so many layers of paint. It's ridiculous. And this has all been by hand so far. I don't have any like DA sanders or anything like that. I had one pneumatic one, but it broke. So I'm waiting, like possibly today I might go ahead and go to Scary Freight and get just like an electronic one. Because that was another thing, it's just like we don't have big enough compressor to consistently keep running the DA sander. So I want an electronic one, and then I can just kind of throw 50 grit or whatever on there and just attack this thing for like an hour straight. I did sand down the back where the badges were, took the Nissan badge off, and where it said Sentra. I didn't want to leave those originally, that was my idea, but there's just so many layers of paint like built up around them, it would have been like impossible. Not impossible, but you can see here, pretty, I don't even know what this car's been through, but it's gonna take a while before this thing is like good. This I'm not super happy about. My windshield was leaking really bad one day, so my quick fix was just go ahead, grab a bunch of RTV and just gunk it up in there, which I haven't had it parked outside since, so I haven't really like, you know, had a chance to find out if it still leaks. But I don't know, that's the one spot, like this molding is just all messed up, so I don't know. So that's an update with basically the only other thing I've done besides the blow-off valve. That's probably going to do it for now. Like I said, I might get a sander and do some more body work. I still got to cut the strut bar out of my other shell and weld all that stuff in there. I will get around to that one of these days, but again, it's just been so freaking cold. I really don't like the cold, so I don't really get a lot done in the cold. And I haven't had money to go and get another can of propane, which this little kerosene heater, if you leave it on for like an hour or two in here, it'll get the temperature up. But when it's like the temperature's in like the 18s and stuff like that, and like super low, it takes a long time for it to heat up. So that's when the propane kicks in, because that sucker, that tall one, is like 200,000 BTUs. It's for like construction sites and shit. So that thing in here, 10 minutes and you are gonna be in a t-shirt in here. So probably need to get some more propane before I start doing more work on this thing. At least major work. But yeah, so that's gonna do it. Probably one of the next videos is gonna be either more body work or cutting the strut tower out, or we'll see. You never know what could happen. Alright, so yeah, so I got that strut bar cut out of my old car. I made a clip of that, but I don't think I'm going to use it because it was like me talking about how I'm going to do it, and I was planning on setting my other camera up and getting me cutting out, and then I didn't do that. I just talked about doing it, put the camera down, turn it off, cut it out. So yeah, but it's out of the car. I got to weld that into this one at some point. And then I went to Harbor Freight and got some more stuff so I could continue doing the body work. So I'll show you what we got. Picked up one of these guys. It's like 30 bucks. And I got a couple packs of sandpaper. I got 60 grit, 100 grit, 150 grit. And then I got some wire brushes because need those, and that will do thing, and this will do guy. This is actually my first wrench I've gotten from Harbor Freight, like as far as hand tools or whatever, and so I've heard that they're decent quality, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I started using this thing a little bit, and it's definitely a lot better than doing it by hand like I've been doing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna get to work on the body now. This is another thing. I kind of started sanding the other day, but this is so bad. Like, I don't know if the camera can really pick up how bad that is. Like, I don't know. I've never really seen paint do anything like that. That's just horrible. So all that has to come off and get sanded basically down to bare metal. So yeah, I don't know. I guess me and Dylan, we're just gonna get to work on doing some body work. Okay, so just got done sanding for a bit. I don't know how long that was, like 10-15 minutes, something like that. Okay, I didn't know if I was recording or not. So I got basically like whatever the clear coat that was on here, kind of sanded down to where I'm going to be comfortable throwing primer on it. Sanded this area down some more. Went through here, figured out why they'd throw Bondo on here, which I might have to. I'll probably hit this some more and over here a bit. But basically just like the stuff like this, which is what this whole area started out as. I'm basically just gonna, like, there's a bunch over here too where it's just like chipped down real thick. I'm gonna take I'm either gonna throw it on the drill or just hook the compressor up and take one of the little like 1.5 or 2-inch pads. If I can find one, I'll show you what I mean, but I probably won't be able to find one. Like one of these. Just take that and put that on there with like some real coarse grit and kind of sand down around those areas and then just feather it in, because it just takes forever trying to do it with that orbital. So I'm gonna do that and then probably get back to doing it like this. So I don't really know what this thing would be called, this wheel here, but I don't know, that's what I'm gonna use instead of that little sanding disc I said for getting through this stuff. That was quick. Kind of destroyed that spot, but do what you gotta do. Alright, so yeah, that coarse wheel on the drill there did some work. That guy. I don't know really what that is, but that ate through that paint like no tomorrow. So that's maybe what I'll use on the hood instead of paint stripper too. We'll see. But yeah, this isn't done. I'm still gonna have to go down in the grits and really smooth it out. But for the most part, as far as what I'm gonna keep recording clips of, yeah, the chunk's pretty good. I still gotta come back here and do this area and get in here because the paint's all messed up, which is not gonna be fun because of this curve right here. So I don't know, or maybe I'll just be cheap and just leave this because I do plan on getting the SER taillights. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'll probably just do it. I don't know. I just don't like sanding. But yeah, so that's probably all I'm gonna show for the sanding for now. And I don't know, I'll probably show it to you guys once I move on to the next step or get something else done that's more important. Okay, so I got the trunk sanded down enough to where I'm happy. Didn't bother with that panel down there for now. I just did this whole part so I could put the wing back on for now and just have this in primer and all one color and ready to paint for summertime. But yeah, I hit it with just like rubbing alcohol and a paper towel, and then now I have one of these that I'm just gonna wipe it down with one more time, and then I'm gonna paint it and hopefully it comes out good. Alright, I got the first coat of primer down. Yeah, I don't know, I heated the can up this time. I soaked it in like some warm water for like 5 minutes. And it definitely does help if you guys do that, if anybody's planning on spray painting anything. But yeah, paint went on there nice and clean. There was no spots that bubbled or nothing like that, so there was no dust or nothing like that, I don't think, under there. The only thing is, though, I don't know if it's going to pick it up on camera. Yeah, you can kind of see it, like right in the center of the screen there. You can see where the like the high-low spots or whatever. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is kind of go back on my second or third coat and try and build up the primer right there in those low spots, and then once everything's dried, cured for like a day or two, come back, re-sand it. I'll probably go back, get an even finer sanding grit or whatever, probably go with like 220 for that, and then re-sand it again, get it nice and smooth, and then primer it again, and then it'll be ready for like a top coat once it's all super smooth. But even just for right now, I'm so happy with how it looks, just not having half the trunk primered, seeing the paint chipped away real bad in a bunch of spots. Like, yeah, you can tell that I've, you know, sanded it down, and you can see, like I said, the high-low spots or whatever, but I'm happy with that compared to how it was. And this is my little setup for my paint booth area. I have my kerosene here that's warming the whole garage or whatever, and then I just have a little 12-inch fan kind of blowing the air over this thing to get it warm. But yeah, the battery's about to die on this thing. I'll probably finish up painting this and then show you guys tomorrow once it's all done and dried for a night. So I'll see you guys once there's daylight.